CP101, and this is a classic rewind. We're going back a few years this time. This is the old Polar Lights gas Ronda Mustang, the Russ Davis Ford. This is back when Polar Lights was owned by Playing Mantis. So we're going back quite a few years, and this is before I had a YouTube channel. This is a great kit, one of my favorite cars. I used to watch on TV, used to watch it race. I don't think I ever saw it in person, but I used to watch it on TV when it was racing, and always thought it was just a cool car. So when Polar Lights said they were going to come out with it, I grabbed it right away. Awesome kit. It's got a couple issues from age. The panel there by the rear bumper is starting to break loose from me tilting it back and just leaving it on its weight. So I need to fix that. Need to get that fixed. But yeah, super kit. It comes with different parts. You can build different race seasons. Like it gives you a different front end. Also gives you different wheels. And if you remember right, I think it gave you different, might have given you different injection. Just depending on what race season you want to copy. So yeah, that's a cool kit. Now I wouldn't recommend one of these kits. If you never built a funny car, I wouldn't recommend any of the Polar Lights kits. I would stick with either the Monogram or the newer Revels, like the Hawaiian that Revell put out. I would stick with those till you got a feel for funny cars. The problem with these, and the biggest complaint I heard about this kit, is the instructions. They're pretty vague. Unless you have a few funny car builds underneath your belt, you're probably going to get lost trying to put the frame together. So that's why I would recommend the Revell or Monogram to, as I said, get a better feel for funny cars. The frames, you know, unlike the Revell or the Monogram kits where you have your locating holes and locating pins to help you figure out where what goes, you don't have that with Polar Lights. And the illustrations that come with the kit are pretty poor, so you're going to get lost. So, but you know, if you build a few, you'll figure out where everything goes on this, and once you get the frame done, everything pretty much will fall in line and fall together, and you're not going to have any issues with the kit. Now, a long time ago, I think it might have been AMT. This is back when I was a kid. It was either AMT or Monogram, I really don't remember. But they came out with this very same car, but in the long nose version. And it was always one of my favorite kits, so when Polar Lights said they were coming out with this kit, I had to get it. So, yeah, I love this car. It's just awesome. And then I also have the Blue Max that came out after this. And then I have the Mickey Thompson, which came out much later. But all pretty cool kits. If you have this kit and you haven't built it yet, or if you're not familiar with any of the old Polar Lights funny car kits, the decals were made by Slicks. Now Slicks makes pretty good stuff, but back then apparently they had issues. So the decals are going to be crap on you. Now this one I was able to save because when I bought the kit I didn't build it right away. And I was reading messages on modeling forums where other guys were complaining about the decals. And what happens with the decals is that they pretty much obliterate when they hit the water. And then I don't think Polar Lights ever did anything about it. At least I don't remember. I think Polar Lights was saying to write Slicks and talk to them because all they did was throw it in the box. I think. I could be wrong. I can't recall Polar Lights ever offering a replacement decals for their kits, the early ones. But because I read all those messages in the forums, that I already knew my decal sheet was going to suck. So I took my decal sheet and cleared it with lacquer, which turned it into one big decal sheet. So I had to do a lot of trimming and stuff, but that time nobody came out with this particular decal set for the car. And I wanted this year, this race season. And the same thing when I go to build the Blue Max, I'm going to have the same issue. Because I already know those decals are bad. Now Slicks comes out with different race seasons for the Blue Max, but none of them are the 69 season, and that's the season I want to build because that's my favorite car. So I'm going to have to do the same thing with that decal sheet. I'm going to have to clear those with lacquer and keep my fingers crossed that they'll all stay together when the day comes for me to build it, which I like to build it next year. So you should see that coming up probably in the spring, the Blue Max. I built one Blue Max, the later Mustang by MPC. That's an okay kit, not too bad, but I know it's not as good as a PL kit. But anyway, I'm getting off track. This was done in, what was this done in? Enamel. This was Tester's Competition Orange, I believe, enamel. And it has the lace decals. Back then, lace was real big. A lot of guys are doing lace paint jobs. It was kind of a fad. I was never big into those paint jobs myself, but they were pretty popular, so everybody was putting lace paint jobs on their cars. I lost my train of thought. The underneath inside here has been all wired because I like this car so much. I did all the plumbing and the wiring. We got fuel lines, oil lines, plug wires. We got everything going on there. So we got that all done. You can kind of see the oil lines in there going to the block. There's the plug wires, and you can kind of see the inside. It came out pretty spiffy. You have to be careful when you wire a funny car because you don't have a whole lot of clearance underneath this metal work. So if you plan on running plumbing and the wiring, you kind of have to watch what you do there to make sure you can still get the body closed. I think I covered everything. So as I said, just make sure you watch the decals. If you get one of these kits, you might want to clear it with lacquer or a Tester's decal bonder, which is lacquer, your choice. Take your time with the frame, make sure it's square. That way all four wheels sit on the ground. That's really about it. Once you do that, everything should fall into place without any issues. As I said, it's a great kit. In my book, it's a great kit anyway. And it's a pretty cool car. So I think that's all I got. I think I covered everything on the Mustang. Alright guys, we're almost up to 10 minutes. That's long enough. Take care. We'll see you in our next video.